Today in our 2018 Mazda CX-9, we're going to be doing a test fit on the Hollywood Rack's Trailrider 2-bike platform rack, which is part number HR200Z. Now this hitch-mounted bike rack is a great accessory to use to haul up to 2 bikes to your destination. It's going to secure your bikes at 3 different points. We have a hook and loop strap on the back wheel right here, securing the back wheel into the cradle. We're going to have the same type of strap in the front over here. Both of those straps just kind of pull down on your tire, on your wheel, keeping it down on the cradle. Then up top, we're going to have this padded frame hook, which is putting downward force on top of this cross tube right here, forcing it down into the trays. Now that padding is going to help protect your bike frame from any type of scratches or abrasions. In those 3 points of contact, you can see the bike just won't move at all without the bike rack shaking a bit. So you can rest assured that your bikes are going to be safe when you're traveling. Well, let's go ahead and take the bike off real quick. We can take a closer look at the bike rack. The hook and loop straps are pretty easy to take off. You just rip the hook and loop apart and then pull it out. Now before we take off the hook, you want to make sure you have a grip on your bike, because once you release the hook, it could fall and possibly damage your Mazda. Now we're also going to come down and pull this pin right here. And then once we do that, we'll go ahead and just push the button, lift up on the hook, and then rather than having to maneuver around this hook, it's sitting pretty close to our Mazda right there. And we could hit our bike on it, we could hit our bike on the bike rack. We're just going to fold this arm down, which is why I pulled that pin. That way we have nothing impeding us and we can just lift the bike up and off. And then when you're all done, you can just put it back up and replace your straps, because those straps, you know, anything could catch on them and could rip it off, and you don't want that. Before I lift it up, I want to point out that we don't have a tilt-away feature. However, with no bikes on the bike rack and that arm folded down, we can access our trunk just like that. And we see that there's plenty of space to get in here. You know, you got cargo, groceries, whatever it might be. You can get those out without having to take your bike rack off. I'm going to fold up this bike rack, fold up the pole now, replace this pin. There we go. Now with any hitch-mounted accessory, you have length added onto the back of your vehicle. With our Mazda CX-9, from the bumper to the outermost point, we've added on 25 inches to the back of our vehicle. For ground clearance, we do have a nice raise in the shank, you can see there. We're going to have 18 inches of ground clearance, but it sits pretty close to our vehicle and to the back axle, so any incline you go up or any, pulling into your driveway or any potholes, you shouldn't have any troubles with dragging. And then the closest point is going to be around where these cradles are to the bumper. That's 9 inches away, and you don't have to worry about it moving at all. Now we can't fold this up to our vehicle. However, there is a way it folds up that it can conserve on some space. I'm going to come down here to these 2 pins. I'm going to pull both of them out, like so. And we can actually fold up this arm, like so. Kind of makes it form like a suitcase. I'm going to put it in the right hole to secure it. There we go. Do the same over here. Sometimes it helps just to kind of lift up a bit on the arm so that the pin can be loose a bit and there's no weight on it. Then same up here, just kind of maneuver it around just so you can get your pin through and then locked into place. Now we call this folding up like a suitcase. This is great for any storage purposes you have, so that it doesn't take up too much space in your garage or in your house wherever you have it stored. Now let's see how it connects to the hitch. We have an 1.25 inch receiver right now with an anti-rattle bolt and a lock on the other side. The lock is a great feature because no one can remove the bike rack unless they have the key. If you do have another vehicle in the household, or if your Mazda CX-9 has a 2-inch hitch receiver, you can put an included sleeve on the end of the shank to make it compatible with 2-inch hitches. So that means the bike rack can be used with virtually any vehicle with a hitch, as long as it is 2-inch or 1.25 inch. Well, that's going to do it for our look at the Hollywood Rack's Trailrider 2-bike platform rack on our 2018 Mazda CX-9.